All right, let's go to Leanne in Kansas City. What's up, Leanne?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course. What's up?
So, I bottom line is
Yeah, just say it. Whatever it is, just say it.
I don't trust my husband, and
Ruh-roh.
I don't know how to trust him.
Okay. How did he lose trust with you?
So he likes to tell half truths and intentionally. I mean, he likes to lie.
I was gonna say your language is somebody who is so gaslit, like you've got third-degree burns. He tells half truth. He's a liar. Let's start with that. Okay, keep going.
Yes.
What does he lie about?
I mean, like small things, but also really big things. Like to him, it's small, but like that we can't make it to somebody's birthday party, and he thinks he needs to come up with like an elaborate, really deep reason why we don't need to be there. And I'm like, we're not going because whatever. I mean,
we don't want to go.
Small reason, right? We don't want to go, or not that, but he'll do that, and then he will lie about big things too. Like, I mean, I could think of a million things, but like
give me a few.
Okay, we had to get rid of a cat that we had. Okay, and this feels so dumb saying this because this is how dumb the situation is. But we had to get rid of this cat because he wasn't taking care of it when I was gone, which again sounds dumb, but the reason he told everybody else was because this cat got sick and we couldn't take care of it anymore, and that just wasn't the reason. And I'm like, you were being irresponsible. That's why we had to get rid of it. It's like clearly he's uncomfortable with these things, but after so long, I just can't trust him. And then smaller things like getting onto the field at football games. Like he thinks that's so great, but he's lying about it by printing off fake passes as a grown man to get onto the field at a football game. And I just find it so childish and embarrassing. And after now 10 years of marriage, like all those small lies built up over time, I don't trust him.
What else does... So I hear you 100%. There's something else. What is it?
I don't know. Like
there's something sitting, but has he cheated on you?
No. I mean, there was a long period of time where he just wouldn't have sex with me, and it hurt so much. And he just kept saying it was because he, medication or, mostly just medication. Or he was like, I think I'm asexual. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And I will, like, the entire time for like this 3-year period, I just questioned it the entire time.
3 years?
3 years.
Wow.
And
do y'all share your money?
I don't know. Yes. Well, I mean, yes, but there's money that I don't see fully, I guess.
So here's the deal. It happens. You've run into an old college friend who used to be big and they lost a bunch of weight. You haven't seen him in a few years, and it's like, whoa, it's so dramatic. And it feels so good, but for them, they know it's dramatic. They see the number on the scale, but to them, it happened every day. Just like a quarter of a pound here, half of a pound here, gain a pound back, lose 1.5 pounds, right? And that happened over the period of a couple of years. And so it's very gradual. And suddenly they're a totally different person when you walk in. Right?
Yeah.
What's happened over the last 10 years is you have gradually, grain by grain of sand, lost your footing on reality. Your husband lies about everything. and he's lying about big stuff too, and you know it. And my guess is not only is he great at lying and cutting corners and cheating, he's living in an alt reality, right? He lives in a world that the rules don't apply to him. Reality doesn't apply to him. And everyone else is stupider than me. From the guy, the poor volunteer at the high school football game, to my boss, to the people who took my cat, to my wife. They're all dumber than me. I'm running a scam on all of them. And what happens when that happens over time, without the big bludgeon of you found pictures of him with somebody else, right? There's that. But that's not what happened here. This was just pebble by pebble by pebble. And suddenly over time, the person you trust the least is Leanne. You think you're crazy.
Yeah.
You're not crazy. You're not crazy.
Okay.
And I'm like, the heartbreaking thing here is, you've been being dragged underwater for a long time, and you keep wondering why you can't find your footing as though it's your fault.
Yeah.
So here's the path out, and it's not a pleasant one, okay?
Okay.
It's sitting with somebody who you know and love and trust, and who actually knows this dude, knows the whole story, knows everything. Because I almost guarantee in the core of my being, I know that if you and I sat here and peeled back the layers on this, there is some bad stuff.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
This type of behavior and this type of pattern doesn't happen this long without there being some big stuff that you simply put hardwood floors over because you couldn't bear to look at it or feel it. And so this sits with you sitting with somebody else. If you don't have a close friend that knows everything, or a sister or a cousin that knows everything, you go get a counselor. But you've got to come up with your no more list. And you're going to have an or else. Okay?
Okay.
There has to be a reckoning with coming clean here.
Okay.
You're dangerously close to losing yourself for good, and I don't want that for you.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is you prop your feet up and you drop your shoulders and you say the scariest words in the English language. It is what it is. And then this just becomes your reality.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And hey, you're a grown up. You can choose that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Is what it is. But you can choose that moving forward. You can decide that's what it's going to be. I hope you don't. I hope you don't. I hope you look in the mirror when we get off this phone and you say, I'm worth way the hell more than this. And I hope you get off the phone and you look in the mirror and say, I deserve to be told the truth. I deserve to not cheated on. I deserve to not be married to some immature moron who's hiding money from me, who's hiding relationship stuff, who's hiding deep secrets about his own sexuality maybe. I don't know what he's hiding, but it's clearly a deep well that you haven't been invited to, and you're his wife. And you get invited to those things by virtue of marriage. And so he can come clean. He can stop his addiction to dishonesty, his addiction to thinking he's better than everybody in his world, that everybody around him is stupid. He can quit that. Or he opts out of your relationship because you're worth more than this. And you know that I've got a rule about saying you should leave. But it's time for real hard boundaries in your relationship because you're worth more than this, Leanne. Way, way more.